In the 1960s, the U.S. fashion industry had two primary seasons, fall and spring. New trends moved from catwalk to retailers during these seasons. Around this time, the U.S. was also producing approximately 95% of its own clothing. Today, we produce about 3%, while importing the remaining 97% from other countries. Along with this, we no longer have 2 seasons, but rather 52 seasons, meaning that clothing is moving from catwalk to store each week. This process is referred to as fast fashion. However, because of the high demand and need for rapid production, manufacturers in third world countries are expected to keep up with the fast pace while also keeping prices down. Some of the most well-known stores that profit from fast fashion include H&M, Zara, and Forever 21. Because the competitive selling prices of these stores are so low, the manufacturers must find a way to keep production prices even lower. Many times they resort to cutting the wages of the factory workers. There are approximately 40 million garment workers in the world, which means that 1 in every 6 people are employed in the global fashion industry. In Bangladesh alone, there are about 4 million garment workers. Not only does Bangladesh have one of the largest garment industries in the world, but it also has the lowest paid garment workers, with the average daily wage being under $3. Along with extremely low wages, these workers are forced to operate in a dangerous environment due to the neglect of the factory owners. In 2013, a Bangladeshi garment factory located on the outskirts of Dhaka, near the Savar area, collapsed, killing over 1,000 workers and injuring approximately 2,000. After the collapse, an investigation took place and authorities discovered that the factory owners had knowledge of the building's conditions but ignored the warning signs and required employees to continue working in the dangerous environment or else they would be terminated. In 1906, a book titled The Jungle, written by Upton Sinclair, was released. The story centers around Lithuanian immigrants Ona and Jurgis, who moved to America in hopes of having a better life. Jurgis finds a job at a meat packing factory similar to today's garment factories, with dangerous and unclean conditions, extremely low wages, long hours, and no health care or insurance. Jurgis quickly discovers that the land of opportunity is not what he thought it would be. Sinclair uses Jurgis's story to point out the flaws within the American capitalist system. Sinclair writes that Jurgis has no wit to trace back the social crime to its far sources. He could not say that it is the thing men have called the system that is crushing him to the earth. Through this book, Sinclair makes the argument that the capitalist system is corrupt and therefore, in order to resolve the issue, we must throw out the old and bring in a new system, a socialist system. However, Paul Loeb, author of Soul of a Citizen, would counter-argue by stressing the fact that it is up to the American citizens to solve such a problem. In this book, Loeb encourages social activism. He believes that the power of change rests within us. He writes that at the core of our being lay resources many of us never dream we possess, much less imagine we can draw upon. We've all but forgotten how much public participation is the very soul of democratic citizenship. But where does one start? Loeb answers, you start with basic ethics like truthfulness, fairness, equity, reciprocity, and sharing that are at the core of our species' nature, what makes us human. You reject the PR firm notion that truth is a disposable commodity. If powerful economic interests are backing something, you don't shy away from naming them. We must look at all our economic, political, and cultural decisions, both individually and collective, and ask whether they respect human dignity. Some Americans have already considered these questions, and thus the Fair Trade Federation was born. Fair trade is an approach to business and to development based on dialogue, transparency, and respect that seeks to create greater equity in the international trading system. American businesses who are members of this federation use tactics such as setting selling prices according to the true cost of labor, having open and honest communication with the manufacturer, and working with the manufacturer in order to provide a safe, healthy, and respectful environment for the worker. Instead of being focused solely on profit or personal gain, businesses of the FTF focus on proper treatment of both the producer and the customer.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
This is not good. Someone's gonna die.